Yeah, we ready.
It's a lot going on today.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to take this to the next
What
level.
them colors I got
I
on?
hope so. I hope so.
You see them colors? Look.
I see you one and only. Looking clean with the teal. What you repping, the Hornets tonight? You a Heat? I thought you was a Heat fan.
It's all-star, baby. That's all-star.
Still All-Star weekend in March.
Ooh, and we're back, man. Feels good to be back, man.
Yeah, what's good, G?
Hey, so I'm here. Who I'm here with?
You know, 360-pound ninja Shamari CNS. What's good with you?
And none other than the one and only.
And you already know it's your boy G right here, kicking in right here on the Wadedifferent show. I'm glad to be here again. It's another beautiful day here in sunny South Florida. So what's the news, man? What's going on out here?
Man, $270 million. That's the news out here, man.
$270 million. Can we count that?
I can't count it. I'll be up at night counting 100 like it real slow. But Purdue Pharmaceutical, the maker of Oxycontin, you know, the drug, if you listen to Schoolboy Q music, you might know it. They going to pay out to Oklahoma a settlement, a lawsuit. They accused the drug maker of aggressively marketing the painkiller and helping fuel the opioid epidemic. So they're going to sue I think the name again is Purdue Pharmaceuticals for $270 million.
Are we on the case?
No
comment. Don't say nothing.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
You. We'll find out.
Yeah, man. But opioid overdose has increased by more than 30% since July 2016. 1 in 4 people prescribed long-term opioids do get addicted. So it's a very serious crisis right now, just right next to probably like climate change or something.
Hey,
like that.
check this out. You think Kanye's going to sue too? Because he was talking about he was caught on opioid. It was the hardest drug to get off.
I don't put nothing past them Kardashian clan, bro. I don't put nothing past the Kardashians, bro. Anything for the bread. Anything for the bread.
What else we got on relating news?
Well, climate change is a big thing too. You know, we talked about that last season. The Arctic, so where it's a big issue is that the Arctic community that homes the Doomsday Vault here on Earth is warming faster than any other town. That town is called Longyearbyen, Norway. It's the world's northmost town, just 800 miles away from the North Pole. And that's where they got the seeds. So it's the Doomsday Vault, right? There's a place on Earth called, again, Longyearbyen, Norway. And in there they got like seeds, specific documents that are good for the humans. Like let's say the whole human race gets wiped out and it's like left up to 10 people to go repopulate the Earth. They got seeds to grow crops and they got important cultural things, like, you feel me, they got like different documents, great pieces of literature, how to build infrastructure and all of that stuff. So talking about Walking Dead fans out there, that's where you want to head to. Go to Norway.
Okay.
800 miles from the North Pole, y'all.
In other news, right here in our hometown, Chris Bosh just got his jersey retired. That was a big look for Chris Bosh. Congratulations to Chris Bosh.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Chris
he did a
Bosh.
good job too on his
Chris
speech.
Bosh.
You know what? I love the fact that I was at the game.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that his father got, recognized.
Word.
You hardly see fathers get recognized. Last night they did a hell of a job recognizing Bosh Sr., man, and it was crazy. But one of the things I heard that night too was the first time ever that he didn't even mention his mother's name.
Whoa.
Like he mentioned the whole generation and didn't mention his mother's name. So that never has happened that I know of. You know what I'm saying? So
He forgot to thank Mama?
I think we're gonna find that on the 30.
Mama.
I think we're gonna find that on the 30 for 30 special on ESPN pretty soon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bosh, because he was the one that made me start thinking about going back to school for IT.
Let's give Bosh a clap, man. Bosh did his thing while he was with us, and he's still doing it.
But check this out. I found out on the news today that Justin, whatever the guy's name off of Empire, the guy who was the liar, the guy who said all these things, all charges has been dropped.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All 16 felony charges against the actor have been dropped. I was just reading about that. Smollett's criminal record was wiped clean. The records in the case were sealed, all in exchange for Smollett doing some community service and $10,000 bond.
So it's basically he's guilty, but if you do these things, we're gonna let it slide because it looks really ugly on you right now.
Well, the police chief, he pissed off. The mayor of Chicago, he's pissed off because he's like, yo, when we do something bad, we don't get away scot-free. So
That's true.
So why is this person who made up a whole hate crime getting off for free? Just, you know what I mean?
Because they don't know if he made up the hate crime or not. That's why they're trying to say he did, but they ain't have no proof.
He still say it all happened. It's real. He says it's real.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter no more.
I lied.
Because the way it was the story is blanket on him. It's bad already. You know, to say that, you know, you probably the one who conspired all this. It doesn't look good, man. It looks bad on everybody's part.
I think the law is messing up these days, bro. Like even El Chapo. El Chapo has till Thursday to appeal his case too.
Shout out to let me rephrase that. El Chapo.
All I wanna be is El Chapo.
Can you imagine he walked out
Joaquin Guzman.
Jesse walked out of court like a Chicago pimp yesterday, fast.
Wow.
What do you think? You think R. Kelly gonna get off the hook too?
He needs his lawyer.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I
And
think
other
so.
news too. The former lawyer to Stormy Daniels has recently been locked. I mean, is recently being charged for money laundering through Nike.
Through Nike.
Yeah,
$20 million, bro.
yeah.
Damn.
The game is going crazy. Everybody getting locked up. The college scam. Everybody's going through something. I don't know what's going on with the government,
It's
but
the best time in the world to get you some money, man. It's
Go
the
get you
best
some money.
time,
Go
man.
get the bag.
The scammers is winning. The hustlers is winning. The only people that's not winning right now, I think, is the street corner drug dealers, man. Because everybody, the pharmaceutical companies selling weed now.
Yeah.
Shoot, they about to be selling coke in a few years.
no comment.
Shoot,
Let's take that
man.
off the air.
Man.
What was that?
I don't put nothing past these pharmaceutical companies, bro. They push drugs like it ain't nothing. Even Donald Trump said in the last State of the Union
What he
address,
said?
he said that he gonna lower the price on prescription drugs when we going through an opioid crisis.
He know what he's doing.
Heck, kind of sense that, man.
He probably thinking like we need a break.
Man.
Bills too high. Water bill too high.
I
Baby
tell you what
crying.
he doing, boy. He trying to make sure everybody drugged up so he could get away scot free when they come from him.
You know, all charges have been dropped. All the conspiracy thoughts of him doing collusion with Russia. They did that report where they interviewed about 30 people, this and that. That's all
Yeah.
gone. I don't know what's going on, bro.
Well, you know what? I just was reading on that too, man. The Attorney General has said that, yeah, all the charges of collusion have been dropped, but obstruction of justice, he still ain't get away with the obstruction of justice. He might have been lying about some things,
He's trying to
bribing some people.
He's trying to throw more people under the bus, bro. We're gonna hear another scam pretty soon.
Bro, it's a lot of logs for this fire, man, and it's blazing. It's blazing, man.
All right.
And also, our condolences go out to the parents of those two young kids from the Parkland shooting.
Yeah, big
just
suicide.
recently, two of them committed suicide. So our condolences definitely go out to those parents. I know that those parents going through something.
I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to WSVN, bro. That news been keeping me up, man.
Yeah, man. And this death comes the same week that the former student Sydney Aiello also took her own life. Aiello's mother said, and the thing about it is they're also warning people, if you feel like you're suffering from survivor's guilt or PTSD, please do call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline.
What's the number?
1-800-273-8255. The number again is 1-800-273-8255. So,
Well, you heard it here, right here on the Way Different show. We're about to get into the State of Way pretty soon, but we're gonna go into a nice commercial break. So Boogie Live, take us out.
it's another episode of Way Different. This is live from the dojo. We got Z-Man in the building. We got Charlie Bravo in the building. And you know you got me, the 365 Ninja. From the moment Mari enter, what's on me agenda? Find a shorty like she Dory, then I bring her to my center. Rose and margaritas pouring straight up out the blender. Chanel number 5, as it lingers, I remember what's your name, what's your sign. Damn, you know you fine. Baby, all that ass, girl, I gotta make you mine. Daydreaming while I'm driving, how you looking from behind? If you feel the way I'm feeling, why the we wasting time? I deliver, make
We all have dreams. So, I mean, I know people, they probably think I'm used to it, you know what I'm saying, by now, but it's still a dream being in the NBA. You know, I still play 2K with those guys, so.
Which is why we end up the strongest, though. Let's be clear.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Right, do you like the gear? Do you like the gear right? Do you like to get it on in the middle of the night? If you feel the way I'm feeling, if we gon' be alright, I say green light at the green light, no stops, it's all go.
So let me take y'all back. That led me to go to the Army. special to have people that love you and you can love them.
It's another episode of Way Different. This is live from the dojo. We got Z-Man in the building. We got Charlie Bravo in the building. And you know you got me, the 365 Ninja. From the moment Mari enter, what's on me agenda? Find a shorty like she Dory, then I bring her to my center. Rose and margaritas pouring straight up out the blender. Chanel number 5, as it lingers I remember. What's your name, what's your sign? Damn, you know you fine. Baby, all that ass, girl, I gotta make you mine. Daydreaming while I'm driving, how you looking from behind? If you feel the way I'm feeling, why the we wasting time? I deliver, make
We all have dreams. So, I mean, I know people, they probably think I'm used to it, you know what I'm saying, by now, but it's still a dream being in the NBA. You know, I still play 2K with those guys. So.
Which is why we end up the strongest, though.
And we're back. We're right here on the State of Wade. You're now with the boys from Overtown. You're here with Serato. You're here with RJ, and you're also here with Sam. What's good, guys?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Yeah. So this is the State of Wade. This is where Wade takes us away. Let's go, Wade.
So you introduced all three of them?
Yeah.
Okay, it sounded like you said Overtown, my brother.
It did.
I said Overtown?
It sounded like you said
Yeah, I just came from Overtown, so my bad. I mean, overtime.
That's what's up. Welcome, y'all,
Thank
to
you.
the State of Wade.
Thanks for having us.
All right, real quick before we get into it with the fellas from Overtime, I just want to know, do everybody have the same feeling that I have? Recently, I was sitting down with some of my guys that support my organization, and we were talking about doing some things, and I was telling them how I wanted to work with autism kids. You know, there's never been like an autism camp, and I just wanted to do a whole camp of autism kids, and I just started thinking about, you know, how many girls do you know that has autism? It seems like it's all boys. Have you ever, anybody know anybody?
I was about to say, no, I actually have a cousin with autism, but he's a guy. So.
Yeah, so like, how many times you seen a girl with autism? Like, it seems like are we into genocide for real now? Is the boys there?
I mean,
I don't know.
until proven, it's all conspiracy.
It sounds like some kind of crow or something.
I don't know. That is weird. Now that I think about it, I ain't never seen a chick with autism.
I mean,
So.
How many do you see is the thing? How many you seen?
listen, there's some cute girls out here who are really cute, and we call them crazy, but they might be suffering from autism.
This dude, bro, come on, man.
But I'm not here to make jokes about it because I don't want to get a cease and desist letter or
Yeah,
whatever
what
the
was up
case
with
may
that?
be.
I got that from Beverly. What was up with that, man?
That was the accident, probably.
Oh, okay.
On to next. All right, so we here with Overtime. You know what I mean?
What
If
did
you guys don't know about Overtime, man, they basically look out for the whole youth when it comes to sports, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So basically, you guys do basketball, football. You guys are a sport network where you guys have multiple channels such as Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, and you guys have a partnership with Sport Network over there in New York. Yeah, I did a little research. You guys mainly focus on high school athletes who are coming out. You know, you guys give them a national audience and things of that nature. One of the big names that came out of your social platform is Trae Young, and you guys have Sharif O'Neal. Basically, he's the son to Shaquille O'Neal, who just went under recent heart surgery, but he is due to come out pretty soon to come play. So I look forward to seeing him come out, so you guys have a lot of coverage on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, too, you guys, like I said, Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks. He came from Oklahoma Sooners. I'm correct. So that's a big one, and you did his sneakers too.
Yeah. We did his shoes for Rising Star game, the All-Star weekend.
That's dope, man. Them kicks were very fly.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, they ran up, and Sharif's actually back to like full contact, like practicing, running.
Today was his first day.
Yeah.
Today was his first day.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
And Corey also did Trae Young shoes for MLK Day.
Oh yeah.
MLK, yeah, I saw that
MLK,
one. Yeah, that was
yeah.
dope too, man. You had the whole MLK drone on the back of the sneaker heel.
Those are nice to do. It's always nice to do a piece that has some kind of meaning to it. It's a little different than doing like freestyle stuff or the normal stuff like it has to do.
All right.
And G, if I could just add one thing
What's up?
about in terms of who we cover. We really started in the high school space because that's where we saw the biggest opening for us, where there were a lot of high school players that were as popular, if more popular than NBA players in terms of like Instagram followers and on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there was way less coverage. So we're like, okay, there's a great opening for us to go in there and explore these characters in high school that people want to know about, but there's just less about them out there. So
that's a smart way of capitalizing on the market right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
but that's where we started, and now we really want to expand into we're doing soccer as well. We have Overtime women's basketball, so we really want to move on to not only other sports but also into the NCAA. So we have a partnership with the ACC where we were doing some stuff at the ACC tournament. We broadcasted a Knicks game a couple of weeks ago. So,
shout out to you guys.
Yeah. But really, we're just trying to expand past high school is where we started, but really we're moving on to different leagues and things outside as well.
Since we got you on the microphone right now, go ahead and let the people know, Sam. What's your position with Overtime?
So I'm the editor-in-chief at Overtime. I started in August 2017. I was the 12th employee. So I was pretty early on, and I really work to make sure that all of our videos do as well as possible from a search engine standpoint and from a title standpoint, cover image, everything that goes into how a video performs. The watch time, really try to maximize that and make sure as many people are seeing it as possible. And then I also work with Overtime's talent. So Corey was actually the first person that I signed to work with Overtime. I think that's probably over a year ago now.
Yeah, something around there. I think so.
Yeah, so we're always trying to incorporate different parts of basketball culture and things into our company. And my roommate in college actually knew Corey in high school, and he connected us, and we were like, hey, look, we got to make a show because your stuff is amazing, but for Corey, there's only one artist. So the way that you expand his brand is by doing shows and things so people can see him online. Just because he can only make one shoe at a time.
It's hard to.
How do you do it, bro?
maximize.
How do you make all those shoes?
It's a crazy
on
process.
Some kind of
seriously.
magic, I guess. I don't know, but or not sleeping, one of the two. But I just try to make sure everybody gets something. I try to make sure the prices were real low at first, so I was getting a lot of volume and making sure that everybody that wanted something could afford to try to get something. So now we've gradually had to start raising the bar a little bit on the entry price and everything. And then now that the exposure is getting kind of up there, I got some like ESPN posts and like Bleacher Report stuff and Sharif wore some stuff actually like during the All-Star weekend, and there he was just on the sideline and they put it ESPN did a whole thing on it as him having like the best shoes like walking around the court and he wasn't even in the game, and I was surprised. So there's stuff like that that's like picking up the steam now, so it's really hard to keep up with it and do my own YouTube and do the show and be out back and forth. So
what are the different things you do other than just the shoes?
So I started off tattooing actually, so that's what I did first out of school, and then I used that skill to kind of translate into doing the shoes. It helped me do like extra, get that level of detail up there past like what everybody else is doing, like differentiate, and make sure people saw my stuff and they wouldn't want to get something from somebody else. They'd want me to do it because I put that extra bit of oomph into it. But so I started with that, and then I did paintings and stuff was like the first thing I ever did. I never painted or I went to art school and I actually never took art at the school. I did like carpentry or something else. So I never really was into it until I like actually was just like, well, let me try to do that and see if I like it, and then try to do something and it doesn't feel like a job, do something else. So I started with that, did the paintings, so I did like murals and stuff. I did a bunch of those to start with. And then I just translated into painting smaller stuff and got into the shoes. I did jackets and stuff first, like in the mall and things like that, and then just translated into the shoes, and that took off so easy. That's kind of what I stuck to. So it's the higher end of what I do, but I also do as much other stuff as I can. I try to make it different, especially for YouTube. People want to see different stuff. They don't want to be looking at the same stuff over and over and over. So I try to think of as many interesting things you can paint as possible. In my available areas, but. It's interesting every single time though.
Okay.
You just made was that you just made the shoes for Z Wade?
Yeah, he just made it.
Yeah, Z.
Oh,
I ain't trying to say too much. They gotta release their footage.
I saw the photos on IG.
So we good?
Man, that was fly with the flash on there and the lightning on the back.
So Serrata came down here to Miami and he
hard.
made some kicks for D Wade. He presented to him. He basically gave him the family tree on the sneaker with all the accolades. And you guys all gone ahead and did some things with Z-Man, so Zaire. So they came here. You guys had a big win. You definitely came down here and had a really big win.
Man. It's been fun.
It was beautiful.
What's up with you, RJ? So what do you do for Overtime?
I'm a shooter, producer, editor for them. I think I got started like October 1st of 2018, so I've been around for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a blast, man.
What were you doing before that time?
So like before, I really kind of like I went to college for digital cinematography and stuff like that at Full Sail. And
shout out to you. Went to Full Sail.
Yeah.
Shout out to Full Sail, bro.
Yeah, for real, man. I love that school. It was a great school. But yeah, so once I graduated that, I knew this is obviously what I wanted to do. Got my degree in it and everything like that. And so I was doing like a lot of freelance stuff in like my local hometown. I basically really started like making highlight tapes for like my fellow football players and stuff like that in high school. And then it just kind of carried over, and I started freelancing. Like I was doing some work with like a local sports facility like in my area, and I was like filming kids there and giving them like recruiting videos basically to like send to college coaches, things like that to help them out. And then I eventually moved out to Atlanta because I'm from a little town in Virginia, Powhatan, Virginia. And so I knew that, there'd be better opportunities out in Atlanta, stuff like that. So I went out there, and just was freelancing out there. And I think about 3 weeks in, I did like a PA job for overtime. They just needed somebody in the area to like help them out and stuff like that at like an Under Armour tournament. And so I did that for like a five days or so. And
they kept you ever since.
They were like, yo, like if you're down to move up here to New York in a few weeks, like what's good? And I was
that's big business.
Here I come.
That's what it is. There's a question more for all three of you guys. So basically, you guys all did the college route. You basically all studied the craft. What made you want to take that chance on yourself to say, this is what I'm going to do officially for the rest of my life?
You want to go first?
Yeah, so my background isn't really in media or anything like that. I studied economics undergraduate, and then I got my master's degree in finance.
You got your master's degree?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But
no round of applause. Wait, one more one for you for Full Sail too, bro. Shout out to Full Sail. I know you went to college too, bro. You did too.
I barely went to college, so I didn't really go to college.
We'll give you claps.
We went.
We'll give you some round of applause.
We went. I sold up, man.
Now I'm very big on education. A lot of people try to sleep on it, but they don't know that's where all the networking actually happens.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So that's basically how we all came about. We all met in the college environment. So you got a master's in.
So I got my master's degree in finance. The reason I did it was because I had an extra year of basketball eligibility, and I just felt like there's not many times you get to play college basketball. So I figured I'd stay an extra year, get that extra degree. But the way I ended up at Overtime was I'd actually been friends with the co-founder since we were little. And a week before I was supposed to start a job on Wall Street, he called me up. He said, "Look, I have something available for you. We need you to start soon, but I think this is a good opportunity. We're building something big here." And that was at a time when no one really knew who Overtime was.
Yeah.
For reference, I think we had like 100,000 Instagram followers, like 20,000 YouTube subs, and we'd walk into a gym and they'd say, "Who are you?" Like, you can't come in. I think one of the things that kind of connects everyone over time is we believe in the vision, and the vision it's evolved over time, but it's still from the beginning we knew that this was something that we wanted to do and build out these different characters and tell people's stories through sports. So I basically believed in that, so I quit my other job. And luckily we were able to raise some more money so that we didn't go out of business, and it's kind of been snowballing from there.
God's good. Yeah. How about you, RJ?
What got me started with what I do?
Now, what made you want to take the chance on yourself to say, this is what I want to do with my life?
Probably my dad. He owns his own business. He owns 40 dump trucks in that local hometown that I'm at in
Virginia.
Yeah, in Virginia, and people thought I was crazy, for not taking over his business and all that. I mean, I worked for him in high school here and there as a mechanic and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess he was kind of my inspiration to go, because he started out with one dump truck, driving it himself. My mom giving him dinner underneath the dump truck in the driveway back in 1985.
That's real love.
Now 2019, here he is with 40 dump trucks, doesn't have to drive them himself no more, nothing like that. So yeah, people thought I was crazy for not taking that over and everything, but like I said, that just, if anything, inspired me to kind of go off on my own, make a name for myself, do what I love because he does what he loves, and so I guess that's really what kind of got me into it.
Shout out to Pops, bro.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, shout out to him.
What's up with you, Sir Otto? Same question.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of knew when I went. I did the school route at first. I did at least a year. I figured you have to do at least a year to really know if you're gonna do it or not.
You did it,
college
bro.
ain't for everybody. So
You did it, bro.
I figured after I did a year and then went to class like 4 times, I figured it wasn't for me. So I knew that I had some kind of skill. I'd always drawn. I'd always done that kind of thing. So I figured, why not find a way to use that in some kind of way to make money, and that way it'll be something that I want to do for forever, and I can make it into a career no matter how it pivots and changes. Because I didn't start off doing this at all. I had no idea I was going to do any of this. So it started with some pivots, and that's kind of what happened. So I just took the chance. I started tattooing out of my dorm room, just to like dip a toe and see, how does this work? How do you do this? And what do you have to do to actually like do it for real? Because I didn't want to do it, halfway. If you're going to do it at all, you got to go 100% into whatever you're going to do. So
most definitely.
So I just had to make the decision that, if I wasn't going to do that, if school wasn't working for me, I didn't feel like going to classes and doing it the way you're supposed to do it, I might as well just drop out and be 100% into doing, what I'm going to start trying to make money at, and, using my art for how I can do that. So
and that's usually the key.
That's what I did.
Just be committed.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I just had to be committed and, figure out a way to, get better at the art and, figure out, ways to work smarter and not harder, and figure out, how can I make the most money at which version of art. So I just kind of pivoted the lane until I got to the one that I liked and made the most money, and it was the easiest way to do it.
So how long you been doing the YouTube series?
The YouTube is actually relatively new. I think I've had my channel for probably a year, maybe now, year and a half, maybe-ish.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wish I started doing it from go. People told me I should have did it, and I never listened. I thought it was a lot of work. And I was
It wasn't your time.
Yeah, I just thought it was a lot of work, and who's going to do all the editing, who's going to do all this? And now one day I was just like, man, I should just do it. And I put on I did my first video, and in a month, I already had 1 million views in a month. And,
Shout out to you, bro.
I did a piece with I think with the rapper Rich Homie Quan that somebody else put on YouTube, and that got me 4 or 5 1,000 followers to start with on that first video, or 1,000 subscribers to start with on that first video, and then I went to 100,000 in a week basically after that first video went up, and then just kind of snowballs itself. So I actually doubled I've had my Instagram for probably 5-6 years now, and that my YouTube doubled my numbers that I have on Instagram in a year. So it's and you make money, you make residual money, so that's the one thing. Residual income is the only thing I'm trying to get now. So
that's keys right there.
That's
keys.
There you go. So
that's keys.
So the YouTube is definitely the way to go. I can make a shoe one time and sell it for whatever price I'm gonna sell it for that one time off YouTube on a website somewhere, or I could do it for YouTube, sell it to nobody, keep it myself, and you still make $1 or $2 on every single pair, and it comes back every single month, the same kind of whatever for every single pair I do. So
If
that
you
way,
hear him, he's telling you the knowledge.
There you go. So that way, I figure everybody does this. Just find a way to do YouTube or do, what's the other streaming one? What's the
Twitch.
Twitch. Do something like that where they can, people can give you money for, support your channel, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's the way every artist should be going, is finding a way to get more eyes on it, not necessarily more hands on it. So that's kind of what I try to do.
I like that.
I'm gonna take that and run with it myself.
My question for you guys would be, I think I might have left out on this question if he asked you this. Where did overtime come from? And then
I was just about to get into
the
that.
other question is, what's next? What do you take overtime to?
Yeah, so Overtime actually started as a company owned by William Endeavor, which is a big agency. And it was founded by Dan Porter, who used to run Digital Endeavor. He was the first president of Teach for America. He sold a gaming studio before, so he kind of had
for $200 million.
Yeah. So the
Big cake.
Yeah.
Big cake.
And then the other co-founder, who I've known since we were little, is Zach Wiener, who's a huge basketball fan, an incredible chess player who used to be ranked.
He's a sports writer?
No, he's not. He's not a writer. But he actually started a previous website that I also worked for called the Sports Quotient, which was bringing together a lot of college writers and giving them a platform to write analytics-based sports content.
Okay.
But basically they saw that there was this opening in sports, and it actually took a little experimentation before they figured out that it was high school sports where the opening really was. But they saw that you can go to a game and you film it, and then suddenly everyone that was in the game all wants their highlights and they want to post it, right? So that was the first thing that you see, and then you see that there's these high school players that have 500,000 followers on Instagram, and there's NBA players with way less that have less people following them. But the difference is that to walk into an NBA arena, you need $1 billion television deal, and to walk into a high school gym, you need a camera. So So that was kind of the opening for us. And then, you know, you start filming these games, and then you start doing longer form content with the players, and then they want to start linking up with you. And then the long-term goal is to be the sports network for the next generation of fans.
Most definitely. I could definitely see that coming for you guys.
Yeah, because I think, you know, you even watch the way that current media interacts with professional athletes, and you see the way that they talk to them, and there's like a separation there. And I think for us, a lot of us played college sports. A lot of us have been in the position that these guys were a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it helps us, you know, relate more. And then that kind of that's, you see that in the videos we make, because people are the athletes, the guests are more open, just because you know, we can relate with them. We're like them, but a few years older.
Yeah. So I had looked into it. You guys got a investment from Kevin Durant and who, Stern?
Yeah. So our first round of funding, our Series A was David Stern was involved from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant came in our Series A investment. And then recently, Series B, we brought on Carmelo Anthony, Victor Oladipo, Baron Davis. And
that's big.
Who is David Stern? David Stern
was the former commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah.
Boy, you better relax.
What's wrong with him?
You better relax. He's a legend, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's asleep.
No. David Stern just made an investment with them, so he's already planning for something in the future. So if David Stern invested in you guys, he sees something.
Yeah, I hope so. And you know, when we do these deals with NBA players, it's because they want to work together. It's not just they want to put in money and then and say, yeah, just do whatever. I think the company's going to grow. It's because they want to work with us and collaborate and do cool things together. So Victor Oladipo, he's into music, he's into fashion, all that stuff. So he sees, okay, Overtime's a good platform for me to work with, and I believe in it, so I've invested in it. Carmelo, same way. You know, he wants to get involved in the community and also make content. And Baron Davis has like directed films and things like that. So these are all people, and you know, also Kevin Durant has his own YouTube channel. He's been really
he's
open
also
about,
with ESPN too.
Yeah. So he's been really open about building his brand through social media as well. So these are all people that are strategically partnered with us versus just, you know, money that we can use.
Do we see a LeBron coming in pretty soon?
Well, LeBron's actually invested in some in a competitor.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But Kevin Durant was investing in them too, and then came to us. So
it's just a matter of time until you get LeBron.
Well, shout out to Overtime and these fellas for coming down, man. I really appreciate y'all coming down, man. Doing what y'all did for Wade, man. That was huge. I'm still shocked by it, man. The shoe was awesome, and you guys did a great job, man. I thank y'all for coming down to Miami, Florida, and to the Wadedifferent show.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
man. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
All the hospitality.
Shout out to
everything.
Victor Oladipo too. He put out a pretty good R&B album.
Are you serious?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I can't hate on it.
Boogie Live, take us to commercial break.
It's another episode of Way Different. This is live from the dojo. We got Z-Man in the building. We got Charlie Bravo in the building. And you know you got me, the 365 Ninja. From the moment Mari enter, what's on me agenda? Find a shorty like she Dory, then I bring her to my center. Rose and margaritas pouring straight up out the blender. Chanel number 5, as it lingers I remember. What's your name, what's your sign? Damn, you know you fine. Baby, all that ass, girl, I gotta make you mine. Daydreaming while I'm driving, how you looking from behind? If you feel the way I'm feeling, why do we wasting time? I deliver, make
We all have dreams. So, I mean, I know people, they probably think I'm used to it, you know what I'm saying, by now, but it's still a dream being in the NBA. You know, I still play 2K with those guys. So.
Which is why we end up the strongest, though. Let's be clear.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
right? Do you like to get? Do you like to get right? Do you like to get it on in the middle of the night? If you feel the way I'm feeling, if we gon' be alright, I say green light after green light, don't stop, it's all go.
So let me take y'all back. That led me to go to the Army. In 1982, Dwayne was born. We had a neighbor that would call the police on us all the time because we would be out there 1, 2 in the morning playing basketball. The dream was for everybody in the family to go to the league. Everybody did go to college.
This morning feeling dark, then
We're about to get into. Yeah. So we're about to get into live from the dojo. Shamari, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Let's make it happen.
Check. 1, 2. Y'all want to jump in today? Or y'all chilling?
I'll go after you. I don't really.
Let's just go
ready.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna warm it up and I'm gonna pass it over. I say kitty cat, tell me where to put it at. If I pull it out, then it's going right up on your back. Serving so hard, thought it might crash. Roll up off the bed, now we in on the floor mat. Smoking hookah on the beach, Mr. Shisha with the reef, make her feel like Wiz Khalifa. Said she wanna roll with Molly, but me and that don't party. Say I'm on my slicky Ricky, baby, lottie dotty dotty. Get her from Hawaii, wet as Kawasaki, and it's hotter than wasabi. Turn my bed into tsunami, man, I let it Punani. She can ride like a Pagani, and I think her name Leilani, but I'd rather say Dasani. She a broke college student, but she in love with her money. No, she can't afford it, but she always call her Bobby. And Poppy give her money, cause he think that it's for college. But I'm the only one that's really getting higher knowledge, cause the brain is insane off the chain. I saw her die hard in the mother of John McClane. I be riding in it while I'm bumping Dana Dane, and I never do it with her, but she like to bump cocaine. I said, baby, not me, even if they shit for free. And I let her head do it, cause she turned into a freak. How you talking about when you're Honda 6 deep? When I pull up with my niggas, then we pull up in the
Who do
fleet.
you love?
Hold
Danny,
on.
come on. Danny,
Can
come
I do an
here.
R&B hook over there?
Nah.
Can I do an R&B hook over there?
Danny.
Shamari threw me the buzz. Know you gotta sacrifice for who you love. I ain't never gotta ask her twice, who do you love? I'm just looking for a nice round booty to rub. And she go out so much, she should probably move to the club. Hey, freestyling live on the podcast. I wish you the best, I'm talking God fast. Or you know how they say, Godspeed. The game is a comedy, God free. They should honor me, God free. My inner guilt is like a slave that God freed. Yo, look, hey, what up with all these weak bars? Work every day, don't even take the weekend off. Like my only aspiration is to be a boss. Yeah, I should keep it off. You surviving off of vapors, leading frost. That's the leading frost effect. 5 like Dawson effect, yo. Bring it back like Dawson effect. I'm live and direct, and I ain't subbing my speech. I come in direct, I come in the section. Yeah, and you know we way different, and I stay spitting. Yeah, I'm flame spitting. Yeah, and I'm in a different lane. Yeah, I feel like Lane Piffin.
Yeah, it's way different on the north side. Hey, it's way different on the east side. Hey, it's
Y'all
way
need a little
different
bit of
on the west
R&B in
side.
there.
Let me hear the one and
Hey,
only.
I'ma pass it
Let me
to
hear the
my
one
buddy
only.
on the left side. Go ahead, wait.
Who wanna roll with the king? Everybody got a damn new dream. Who wanna roll with me?
Who wanna roll?
I'm the R&B king, just looking for a dream.
Oh.
I believe I can fly, my game too high. And you know what it is, I rap like I'm from Bed-Stuy. Niggas wanna get it, man, I shoot in your left eye.
All right, that's enough free
Anyway,
bars.
man.
That's enough free
You
bars.
know what it
bro.
is, man. It's live from the dojo right now, man. We got some special guests in the building. We got my man Jiggs in the building. We got my man Damas in the building. We got my man Ali. Boy.
And we got Mike on the mic over there.
You already know that.
And my main man Mike on the mic, man. It's been a little minute since we linked up, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling great, man.
Damn, this shit, and you know what?
Great.
Not to break this
Great.
up, but this shit look beautiful. I know I'm cursing on that, but this look beautiful. Wait, you know how long I knew these guys? Like Dan and Mike, we go back like 5-6 years.
Recording in the bando.
We were all in the bando. We were all in the hood. We were all in overtime. We came a long time.
Dry snitching on
man,
me. I talk about recording in the bando. I've never been in the bando
when he
in my
said,
life.
man, you know
Mama,
how
I
far
don't know
we
the
go.
trap.
He said, you know how far we go back. I thought he was going like 20 years.
Nah,
or
but
something. 5
hey,
years.
them 5-6 years feel like 20 years, bro.
That's a
What
lifetime.
you talking about? That's a whole fifth of my life.
That's a lifetime.
Bro, seriously, bro. We all met at the college, and we all had talent. And look at us now, bro. It's 2019. We all sit inside, in a 250,000 studio, bro.
Yes.
Just chilling here, man.
Hey, this is a spot for real. This is dope.
Yeah, it's DJ Irie. This is the Boogie Live studio. I'm throwing numbers out, but let me
Shout
chill
out
out.
DJ Irie.
Shout out to
Shout
DJ
out
Irie. Yeah, DJ Irie
Keep dry
definitely
snitching
do.
and telling
That's
people
a Miami,
pockets. Chill out.
Miami legend right
My
there.
bad.
Dog.
Shout out to the Boogie Live
I'm just
studio,
glad to
man.
have y'all in the studio today, man. Y'all are my first guests on Live from the Dojo, man, and it's only right, man. Because the project that you guys dropped, No Strings Attached, is out right now on all platforms. Go get it. I'm listening to it on Google Play.
Everywhere.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I show love to everybody in Miami. Like I dap everybody up, yo, that shit fire. But this is actually fire. Like I ain't stopped listening to it in 5 days.
Appreciate
Flames,
you.
bro.
The production from the opening song, Ghetto Cowboys, man, y'all really made me feel like I was in like a 2020 Western or something. Like the way y'all did it. But the production, Ali, right?
Yeah, Ray
Ray
Ali.
Ali.
Bro,
Go.
amazing, bro.
Appreciate
Greatest
you.
producer in the world, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
We got another producer over here, Matt. Matt created it. He's
Shout out to Matt.
Thanks, shout out to Matt.
Keep the applause just going all night.
Yeah, man.
Everybody winning, bro.
Yeah, but like I said, from just the artwork, I had said, like, what does the name of the album mean? Like, because it all has a meaning. It got to come full circle. Tell me what that means. No strings attached.
Yeah, No Strings Attached, pretty much. We came into the album really, like, not even knowing what we were doing. It just kind of, we were just making songs. And then we noticed, like, maybe, like, halfway through that, like, we were really with the guitar strings, like, it were, like, heavily themed in the songs, like, in the strings. And we were like, dang, that's a pretty dope concept. But, like, as we were making the songs, we realized that they were so different from each other. But at the same time, they all carry, like, a similar vibe, you know? So No Strings Attached is pretty much, you know, not holding yourself back, you know, just not being in a box, not being afraid to be different, like way different.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean?
And we were like, it was at a point in a time like where we were like not doing anything but making music. So it was like there was no strings attached to like anything else but making music.
Not even
so
to
this
society.
album, like we really put like our soul into it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Y'all was on tour too with Johnny OZ, right?
Yeah, man. Shout out Johnny OZ, man.
How was that, man? How was tour life?
That was amazing for me, especially because like I've only gone outside of Florida maybe like 2 times, like out of my whole life. Like so, going on tour was definitely eye opening. We went to like Brooklyn. I seen snow for the first time out there. Atlanta, which was really crazy. Last year we went to Cali actually. Which Cali
You went to Cali, bro?
Yeah.
That had to inspire us. So I felt some
hold
Cali
on.
vibes in there.
How did you deal with the snow? That's what I want to hear.
Actually, we left as soon as the snow started happening because we didn't want to get trapped. So like I got to see the snow start forming at nighttime, and then we woke up. It was maybe like an inch of snow. So like I threw a little snowball.
You threw a slushy. That's what you do. Out here throwing slushy.
Not to knock you. I got my main man who just came in here, mind your own business. Came with the gear, bro. Came
Just
on
mind
last.
your business.
You know, he came with V Stub and Hood Brad. Come
out
over
J
here, bro.
Mac, man.
You know what I mean? We support every entrepreneur. So if y'all got that clothing gear, come over here. It don't matter. You guys can always come through. The door's always open, bro.
Definitely.
Next time you come in, I gotta wear sunglasses. This chain is
We got 2
blinding.
shirts.
So I could tell you right now, my favorite tracks off the whole thing were Regardless and One Time. So for the fans out there, it's a 7-track EP. Honestly, it's all solid. All solid. Like I ain't had no problems with this thing, man. Tell me how, because it's my favorite song. How did Regardless come up? I'm gonna get it regardless. I love that song.
Tell them about the sample.
Yo, it's actually funny, man. This guy right here is actually the guy that like decided to pick like it first started off as a sample. So like we went through a lot of things with this actual song where like it was a sample of which one? What's this?
So there's a song by Coheed and Cambria called "Welcome Home." It's like a really famous rock song. and you know I knew that song because I grew up on rock. I remembered it when I was like, yo, this would be really dope with a trap beat over it. So I just kind of started playing the riff, and then Ray's like, yo, why don't we just sample the original song from YouTube and like make a trap beat over it? And then yeah, Ray kind of started cooking up, and one thing led to another. You know, a hit was born.
So then Ray did that, and then we couldn't get that cleared.
Yeah.
We ended up making that beat that you just heard is like completely original, and it's like kind of like an inspiration of what we had before. So like this, like the song just came out way better, man. And we just like it was like, it was a feeling that we were like, wow, we couldn't even believe that we could recreate that and just make it to like a whole different vibe and make it our own and like make it original.
Nah, man, it's the bars are crazy, the flows and melodies are crazy.
Appreciate you,
man. Let me ask you as the I'm guessing who did the mixing? You did?
Yeah, I engineered the whole thing.
Bro, very well done, bro.
Dang.
The voices
Dang,
sit so beautiful.
You got a military team.
You got a whole militia with him.
You got a military team, bro.
And that's going off of what Shamari said. That makes sense of why the song name was Regardless, because y'all didn't stop after not getting the first beat clear. Y'all had to get it regardless.
Exactly.
And like the crazy thing is, like what people don't know is my laptop had got stolen in Los Angeles, and that had all the songs on it from when we had originally recorded it. And it was a crazy situation because I was with Johnny OZ at the time. I was on tour with him because I'm his DJ as well. And
shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, we got invited to Kanye and Kid Cudi's release party for, I think it's Kids See Ghosts. I think that was the album. And it happened to be the best night from where we were in a circle right next to Kanye and Cudi, vibing with them next on their own album. It was so surreal. I still can't think about it to this day. To when we got back to the Whip in Hollywood, because that's where we parked, we had to take a bus to get over there. His brother Jordan, who's with us, he's like, "Yo, the window's broken." I'm like, "What?" I'm laughing because I'm like, "Bro, you like capping right now? Like, what are you talking about?" And go check, and the window's broken. They took all our bag, took my bag, took Johnny's bag. Lost all our music that we worked on for like a year and a half.
You know what that means? Your beats were very flame, bro. They were fire, bro.
It's so fire they had to go in the car and get it.
It was fire, bro. They had to crack the window and say, let me get that beat.
We were all quiet for like a whole day, and then like when we had got back home to Miami, we just like sat down like, okay, what are we gonna do? We lost all these songs, and then that's when we just really just like locked into like some crazy ass mode where we just separated ourselves from like the outside world and just like got into our own zone, just went ham. From there on.
That's where they gelled in. That's how it got tight.
Dog, my last piece of little critique or advice on this whole thing, bro. Like I said, I think regardless and no strings attached, the actual name, the title track, I think y'all need to just shoot 2 amazing videos for that. Put it out, put a little marketing behind it.
Yep.
I think y'all out of here. Those 2 right there, I think y'all literally out of here, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
That's big.
You guys can stay. We're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar. It's GOAT Talk time.
Facts.
Go talk
Let's
time.
get it.
All right, cool. So, talking about GOAT Talk, it's Kendrick Lamar Day, baby. So, Kendrick Lamar is a 31-year-old rapper from Compton, California. Kendrick came up under Anthony Top Dog Tiff, the CEO of Top Dog Entertainment, in the late 2000s. Kendrick first gained national attention and critical acclaim in 2011 after dropping the independent album Section 80. Now,
Fire. Definitely. Fire.
Now, Kendrick, in my eyes, is one of the best examples of hard work, consistency, and vision. The complete opposite of what I would say for maybe Trinidad James. You know, no shade.
Let's not try. Why you trying?
No shade. I'm just for the fans, for the people. You know, we all lovers of hip hop.
My watch.
Gold all in my chain. It's a hit. But we're talking about hard work and consistency.
It's the only one he got.
I agree. Kendrick's still on.
Yeah, man. So Kendrick started rapping as a teenager and organically gained attention for his wordplay and uncommon metaphors. Through word of mouth, he and an independent mixtape, he was able to get the record deal with Top Dog as a songwriter next to Ab-Soul and J-Rock, the flagship artist at the time. After about 4 to 5 years of hard work, he ended up getting on tour with Tech 9, then followed that with the release of Overly Dedicated, then got featured on the 2011 Double XL freshman cover.
Sounds like work.
And then
Sounds like a whole lot of work.
2 months later, dropped the Section 80 mixtape that we all love, and since then, Kendrick has gone on to put out 3 classic albums, bro. We talking Good Kid, Mad City.
Classic.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
You know that's my joint right there.
That's mine too. And then Damn.
I didn't really feel damn, but
I ain't feel
Good Kid, Mad City, and
I ain't feel to Pimp a Butterfly, but
Hey,
Good Kid,
I just
Mad
want you
City,
guys to know we
amazing.
got a J. Cole fan in here.
Yeah,
so
and I'm mad y'all
not
ain't had me on the
listen.
show last week because
You be all right.
we gonna talk about it. But
We knew to bring you this week and not last
you
week.
right. Y'all smart.
I
Y'all
wanted you here.
Y'all
I thought
way
Gary gave
different.
you the message.
They way different.
Slick.
Listen,
I didn't want to get in no J. Cole conversation
Here's
with
what
him,
I'm saying. Have y'all felt Kendrick like Section 80 Kendrick? Have y'all felt him like that?
Section
since?
80?
No.
I felt To Pimp a Butterfly. I felt it. I felt
No.
it.
Listen, Section 80, the songs on each song on that album or mixtape, whatever you want to call it, was a classic. It was a story. Like he gave you a story. He gave you every element like that you look for in a song. Like he gave you bars. He gave you a storyline to follow and everything, and it touched you.
Yeah.
Kendrick has not touched me since that. Good Kid, Mad City.
Why you want Kendrick to touch you? He's 31 years old.
Here we go.
I
Here
mean,
we go.
hey, but the thing about Kendrick is like,
And
if
then
you listen, even from his earlier bodies of work, like his mixtapes, he's constantly showed a progression.
Yeah.
Like every project has been a different flavor.
Exactly.
Like he's able to recreate himself, but still bring all of the things that you just mentioned: bars, storytelling. He brings different concepts, like conceptually. If he doesn't do it on every single song, the whole project is gonna be a concept that once you listen to from like the beginning song to the end, everything comes back like full circle. Like, damn, okay, now I understand why this song is here, or why this song's on the
It's like
project.
it's like a family reunion barbecue, bro. You got everything for
So
you.
what I'm saying is, did you feel Damn? Because Damn was overhyped.
I think so too. I
felt.
Thank you.
You right. You right. It was
I'm
overhyped.
truthful.
He's right.
He was
It was
way
overhyped.
overhyped.
I didn't really like the single, the first leading single.
I didn't.
What was it?
DNA.
Dun, 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 dun. What was the beat? With the piano beat. Humble. I didn't really feel humble like that. I felt like that got pushed on me by the radio.
Yeah, that's the
That
thing.
track
We got
a little
after
more
that
crazy.
Grammys performance, like I felt like everybody. It was a trend to really like
The
Kendrick
performances
like
are fire. Every performance
But
I've
here's
seen
what
is
I'm. But what
fire.
I'm saying, when he made that performance, like of him chained up, you feel me, stuff like that, like. After that, you know the world we live in, the society we live in. It was a trend to like Kendrick now. Then Black Panther comes along. You feel me? He does the whole Black Panther soundtrack, which the Black Panther soundtrack was cool. The movie was better than the soundtrack. You feel me?
He got the Grammy Award for that too. I think.
You're right, but here's what I'm saying: is like you didn't watch the movie to hear Kendrick.
Hey, Boogie Live, PTZ Ford. What y'all think about Kendrick right now? Do you think that Damn was overrated?
Go ahead. Not that it was overrated. It's just that he just explored different music that he didn't do in his prior years. But I don't think it was overrated. I actually think it was very underrated, in my opinion.
Hey, pan over to the crew in the back.
I actually like Humble, so I'm down with it.
Shout out to the overtime team over there. Hey.
At the end of the day, Kendrick is still top 3 for me. Period. In no particular order.
Yeah.
In no particular order, him, Drake, and Cole, they top 3 to me.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't think that's
Travis,
up for
man?
debate.
What about Travis? Travis ain't in your list?
Travis is a great producer. I'm not even gonna consider him a rapper. What song does Travis drop bars on?
Nah, you got a point.
He's a producer. He makes great
Are you
music.
talking
He's a great
I'm talking
artist.
like top 3 right now, this generation.
Yeah, but come on now, Travis. Like I'm adapt to his music, but as far as
Do you guys differentiate the generation on that one?
Well, Travis is more like a
Young Thug type generation.
Yeah, I would put him more in that.
I think Travis is Kanye in our time, in our generation.
A young Kanye. Yeah.
He's just another Kanye.
I'll take that.
He's just not gonna come out and
I think Kanye's more lyrical though.
Yeah, but when I mean Travis is like Kanye,
Barely.
he's he experiments with everything. He's always gonna challenge the bar, but he's not gonna come out here ranting and say, okay, follow my cult religion or anything like that. I feel like Travis got saved before he came in the game, and Kanye's just not getting saved.
But one point that I want to touch on as far as like what makes someone the GOAT, it's like just when it goes to sports, a great player makes people around him better. You feel me?
Facts.
And I feel like he has a super group, TDE, right?
Black Hippie, shout out to
right?
him.
But I don't feel like they're as good as they're supposed to be, especially having Kendrick at the head.
Word?
Yeah.
He's definitely right. I can definitely give it to him.
And that's why we're gonna backtrack to last week when y'all was
But-
talking about J. Cole and I wasn't here.
Even when
right?
people go on
look at
platinum?
Dreamville.
We're talking about more like a label.
Look at Dreamville, right?
Okay.
J. Cole done look how big Dreamville is. And speaking of Dreamville Fest is coming up in 11 days. When the TDE Fest is.
They got their own
do that out
background.
in Compton.
When is
Yeah,
it?
they got
When
their own
is
thing.
it? You know when?
It was sometime in the summer.
Nah, but listen,
That's
J.
kind
Cole
of-
putting his people on.
That's kind of a very like loose comparison because Kendrick came up with TDE. It's not like
Yeah, that
Kendrick
isn't his
blew
label.
up, and now he's like finding different like talents and
it
putting
was
them together.
Absol,
You telling Kendrick
it was
to do Top
Schoolboy
Dog's
Q.
job.
The super group was there
But
like
still,
from the beginning. Like that's not really.
But you can't have Superman not gonna leave the Justice League alone.
And then think about what he's done for people like SZA, putting her on all the stars and giving her first Grammys. All of her first
Definitely,
awards came because he put her on the soundtrack.
If that's the case, Gucci Mane the GOAT.
We already established that. On
you
the
already
low
know
key,
that.
we
So
already
before y'all go
we
in,
saying nothing new.
Gucci Mane the GOAT. He done put on everybody.
Bird.
Soulja Man.
Before
Soulja
y'all
Man.
go into the GOAT, before y'all go into
No, we're not gonna do
Wait
the
a
GOAT
minute.
today. I gotta switch it up.
So y'all, well,
We're
before
coming out
that,
2 minutes.
I heard you mention Tech Nine, so our condolences go out to Tech Nine and his family and.
Oh, that's
you know,
the
his boys.
the Philly battle rapper Tech
Yeah, it's a
Nine.
different Tech Nine.
Nah,
Big
but
Tech
R.I.P. He died in his sleep, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days.
Wait,
3
That
days
was
ago.
Kendrick Lamar, and you know, like that was Joe Budden. That was their boys and stuff. So
Yeah.
you know,
Man, you
what I'm
see,
saying?
South
Wade,
Philly.
I'm surprised, Wade. You
Respect
always
for
up
the
on
culture,
things,
man.
man. How old are
Big
you?
respect.
36? 36 years old.
Now that going getting younger and younger, boy.
Hey, I better stop
Man.
playing.
All right,
What?
so the question for the night, man, before we got to wrap up, I think we got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
We ain't gonna say the GOAT no more, cause some of our fans have been reaching out to me like, man, it's all time, so you gotta think about Big Daddy Kane's and Big L's.
Facts.
So here's what the new question is. We talked about it earlier. Do you think these people are worthy of going in the Doomsday Vault?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think Kendrick belongs in the Doomsday
Yes.
Vault? If the whole world came, got destroyed, and there was a vault with all the best
Yes,
cultural...
and aliens need to find this like 30 million years later. They need to find it.
That's
All right, as long as we leave J.
so.
Cole out of it.
Why you are before we
As long as we leave J. Cole out of it.
y'all in the other room. Why do you hate J. Cole so much?
I heard
'Cause
the
you
three
like
you
him.
said, but Lil Wayne wasn't in there or Jay-Z, so I don't know.
I said top 3 right now, sir. But of
Oh,
all
you said
time,
right now?
yeah, top 3 right now.
See, that's what
Wayne
these
is the
people
greatest.
talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking about
Of all time,
different-
I cannot not put Jay-Z there. Jay-Z is a GOAT. Period.
See, that's why I had to switch the question. We to go from now on. We going in the Doomsday Vault. If this is worthy for aliens and the next 100,000 people 100 years from
As
now,
long
need
as
to
I
hear
put
it.
my mama in there, I'm good.
Shout out to your mom.
My mom got bars.
Yeah, on her window. Stop playing. What are you talking about?
All right, so take it
My
that way.
window.
So take it that way. Take it that way all the way around.
All right, man. So all right, we
I
got
think
1,
it's-
2, 3.
I
1,
think-
2.
I think it's necessary because the same point you just brought up of it being different times, Kendrick is definitely a staple in what this era is, you know, like leading into the new forefront of like the new artists, you know what I mean? The soundscape of music is definitely different, but he's probably like the last bit of what traditional hip hop that, you know, we know or we grew up on. Like I feel like he's the closest link to that. So
That's why I said I love To Pimp a Butterfly so much because
It
I
was
felt
very
like
good.
it was necessary music.
It was. He did it. He did it not because he knew that the public was gonna receive it a certain way, or at least
He did it
the
for-
general population. He did it for his core and for the people, for the general population who might not even be aware of some of these issues or the history that he even brought up on that project.
He's the best one to paint it correctly.
What about you, Ali? He going in the Doomsday Vault?
Yeah, like he said, I think he woke up a lot of people in our generation that needed to be woken up about like what's going on in like today's society and in our culture. So I definitely
Yeah, I
think he should be
mean,
in
you could
We
look
good,
at him
we
as,
good.
you know, in a time and era where, you know, people are complaining about the mumble rap and all the nonsense. He's kind of, like Damas said, that last link to what real hip hop, spitting some real bars really is. So I don't think you have a choice but to put him in that.
He's definitely going in there. Cause like I haven't seen like an artist like that as far as being like so conscious, you know, like making that type of music and literally just taking it to a whole nother level. Like
Somebody give Mike face.
Mike,
Make sure you zoom in on Mike
Mike,
face.
Mike.
I mean, J. Cole, yeah, J. Cole too, like facts.
Sir,
but
listen.
as
When,
far
when
as
Michael
criti-
Brown was gunned down, right? Right.
Oh, we about
Tell
to
me,
get some
tell
fat-
me,
15 seconds.
Tell me who was the first hip hop artist, first artist to touch down in St. Louis.
All right,
in
J.
Missouri
Cole, we
when it
know.
happened.
J. Cole,
Vic
we
Mensa.
good. Hey,
J.
man.
Cole.
Vic Mensa.
Hey,
J.
man,
Cole.
thank you for
Vic Mensa
tuning
was the
Thank you for
first
tuning
one.
into
I
another
agree
Way
with you. J.
Different
Cole's up
show.
there. J.
Yo,
Cole's up
so
Wait,
I don't know how he skipped over me, but
go ahead, wait.
no, but it said it all when he came out with "Be Humble," man. And you said you wasn't feeling it. "Be Humble" was that track, and that said, yeah, he can go into the Doomsday Dome. So if it's news around the world, it's probably heard right here on the Way Different show, and if it's music around the world, it's probably being heard right here on the Way Different
Big
show.
facts.
Be humble,
You
y'all.
heard it.